Hey everyone, today we're going to cover the Retroid Pocket 2 Plus from GoRetroid. The Retroid Pocket 2 Plus is a complete upgrade from the original Retroid Pocket 2, where the Plus is essentially a byproduct of the constructive criticism GoRetroid received and aims to give a more powerful console, more comfortable controls, a touchscreen, a more out-of-the-box approach that requires less user setup, and what's more, the Retroid Pocket 2 Plus is available for $99 plus shipping. I had the original Pocket 2 as it did a lot for a small price. I did sell it in the end because ultimately Android was a slog on the original hardware and the lack of touchscreen made it difficult for me to get on with. An awesome thing that GoRetroid have done here is offered a PCB upgrade for those with the original hardware. As the shells are the same between the 2 and the Plus, you can essentially buy all the parts of the upgrade and make it yourself. Something like this hasn't been done before and it's a really neat approach. So as mentioned, it's the exact same shell as the original Retroid Pocket 2, but the controls have been improved by means of a conductive rubber beneath the buttons. I no longer have my original to compare it against, but the buttons do feel great with a good amount of resistance and satisfying click to them. The D-pad is a little soft, with the D-pad retreating to just above the shell when pressing, which is exactly how I like it for multi-directional input, as your thumb naturally glides from one side to the other. The Plus has the same amazing all-round build quality of the original, with no rattles or loose parts throughout. The right slider is still the biggest and now potentially only disappointment with the controls, as although it's been improved now to take analog axis movement, which is all you really need for PlayStation 1 games, for example, you do really feel it when it comes to streaming modern games, which is now a lot easier to do with the software. Ultimately, the Retroid Pocket 2 Plus is a retro gaming handheld, so it wouldn't really be my go-to handheld for streaming anyway, so the improvement is good enough for me personally. The shell's ergonomics have always been one of the biggest appeals to me. I love the retro-inspired design, the stacked shoulder buttons, and how comfortable this thing is just to game on. Without even turning it on, the Retroid Pocket 2 Plus ticks a lot of boxes for me. Everything feels natural in terms of placement, and the whole thing, from screen ratio to aesthetics to build quality, has been designed with care. I speak a lot about how these devices come with compromises, but you can tell the Retroid Pocket 2 Plus has been designed by retro gamers, as even things like the speaker grills have been placed well. So all in all, out-of-the-box impressions are really good. Speaking of designing with care, something that was an amazing surprise to see was the lengths GoRetroid have gone to provide a fantastic software experience. When you first turn on the Retroid Pocket 2 Plus, you're greeted with a step-by-step setup guide, which gives you a massive head start into customizing your own Android setup. You set up Wi-Fi, choose whether or not you'd like the Google Play services installed and enabled, then choose the emulators you'd like. Some have pre-configurations, which are all installed for you, and lastly select which launcher you prefer out of the two included, which is the Retroid Pocket 2 Plus launcher and a more standard Android. And I've got to say, the custom launcher is a literal game changer. It is really, really impressive. This footage is actually cut from me seeing it from the very first time, and as you can see, I immediately start jumping in and customizing it. It's fast, responsive, and just works how you'd expect it to. If it runs into any issues with starting any ROMs, it will normally offer you a fix which makes sense, like if it's expecting an emulator that's not installed, it will tell you and offer to download it all for you. You can add your ROM directories and have it scrape all the box art for you, and everything is just super easy to figure out and customize without any need for instructions. The original Pocket 2 had quite a large barrier of entry into Android, where you really had to know it to get the best out of the handheld. The 2 Plus completely turns this on its head and makes it one of the most accessible options out there. I honestly can't say how happy I was with the launcher and absolutely wish every handheld manufacturer put as much care and attention into their software as GoRetroid has here. I'll cut to some gameplay in a moment, but just before I do, I haven't focused a lot of time on the stuff the original handheld played at full speed, but instead focused on the late half of the gameplay in areas I knew would be pushing it to its limits. So just because you'll see it struggling, it's not to say I don't think the Pocket 2 Plus isn't a good emulation handheld, because it is. It plays everything I want to get out of it, like the original handhelds, Dreamcast and Saturn, without sweating. But I wouldn't recommend purchasing the Plus for Gamecube. It honestly surprised me in terms of what is possible, but if you purchase the Plus 2 thinking it's going to play the whole Gamecube library flawlessly, you'll be very disappointed, which would be a massive shame considering just how much there is to love about the Plus 2. Okay, with all that being said now, I'll cut to some gameplay now and summarise up at the end.
Iron's falling. Got to live and learn. I know it's all a bit of me.
So all in all, GoRetroid have addressed every issue I personally had with the original Pocket 2 with the Plus. It still has the original's awesome design and screen ratio, but brings more power, even better controls, a touchscreen and frankly fantastic software support. Ultimately, the Retroid Pocket 2 Plus has now set the standard for what can be purchased for $99, and you'll have to ask yourself, why this over the Plus 2 for anything priced higher, which is only ever going to be a good thing for everyone. That's it for now, but thanks so much for watching.